Speaker, allow me at this point to elaborate on the 8-point economic stimulus program that the government will be implementing to stimulate and sustain economic activities. I will thereafter briefly highlight plans for developing the post-COVID-19 economic recovery strategy, which is linked to the post-2030 vision. Mr. Speaker, the 8-point economic stimulus program targets to cushion vulnerable citizens and businesses, particularly those affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. The stimulus program will focus on keeping the food supply chains functional while promoting the use of locally produced goods and services, thus securing the livelihoods of daily wage earners. Mr. Speaker, we have set aside Kenya shilling 56.6 billion to cater for the various thematic areas of the program. Mr. Speaker, in the first theme covers the infrastructure and is designed to rehabilitate road networks across the country as a direct response to the damages occasioned by the recent heavy rains. The rehabilitation of access roads and footbridges will optimize the use of local labor and materials, thereby generating short-term employment for thousands of youth. Towards this end, I propose to allocate Kenya shilling 5 billion for rehabilitation of the damaged access roads and footbridges. Further, Mr. Speaker, to address the issue of youth unemployment and empowerment in urban informal settlement, I have set aside Kenya shilling 10 billion under the Kazi Mtaani program. This Kazi Mtaani program will be targeting unemployed youth in the major cities and urban settlements of Nairobi, Mombasa, Kisumu, Eldoret, Nakuru, and other major towns across the country. The youth will be engaged in fumigation, stormwater drainage works, cleaning of markets and informal settlements, rehabilitation and maintenance of access roads, footbridges and footpaths, and other environmental management activities. The Kazi Mtaani program targets to employ at least 200,000 youth. Mr. Speaker, the second theme seeks to improve education outcomes in the country. The objective is to get thousands of unemployed teachers off the bench and into action as intern teachers, while also supporting local artisans and builders' businesses. To meet this commitment, Kenya shilling 7.4 billion has been proposed. Mr. Speaker, out of these, Kenya shilling 2.1 billion will go to construction of additional classrooms in secondary schools. Kenya shilling 1.9 billion for provision of at least 250,000 locally fabricated desks for secondary and primary schools. Kenya shilling 700 million for capitation and improvement of infrastructure in low-cost boarding schools in arid and semi-arid lands using local labor. Kenya shilling 2.4 billion for recruitment of 10,000 intern teachers to support the 100% transition schools, and Kenya shilling 300 million for recruitment of 1,000 ICT interns to support digital learning in public schools. Mr. Speaker, the third theme targets to support micro, small, and medium enterprises. Despite their important contribution, this sector has continued to face challenges of accessing credit due to lack of sufficient collateral, high cost of credit, and informal business structure. These challenges have been worsened by the COVID-19 pandemic. With the reduced turnover and disruptions in the market and supply chains, many micro, small, medium enterprises are unlikely to attract affordable and quality credit under the traditional arrangements. Mr. Speaker, in order to de-risk lending to the micro, small, and medium enterprise, I have set aside shilling 3 billion seed capital to operationalize the credit guarantee scheme. The scheme will enable the provision of affordable credit in an efficient and structured manner. In addition to this, we are also actively engaging a number of development agencies who have shown willingness to put in additional resources to support this scheme. Mr. Speaker, to further support and enhance the liquidity of these enterprises, I propose to fast-track payment of outstanding verified VAT refund claims and pending bills owed to businesses by allocating Kenya shilling 10 billion. This is in addition to the Kenya shilling 23.1 billion approved by this House in April 2020 in the supplementary budget for the same purpose. Mr. Speaker, the fourth theme prioritizes improvement in health outcomes. Evidently, the COVID-19 pandemic has overstretched our healthcare system. the government has made significant efforts to contain the spread of the virus through various protocols and containment measures, which entail promotion of hygiene and restriction of movements. Mr. Speaker, building on these measures in a way that ensures more Kenyans are again fully engaged and support local industries, and to further enhance capacity of the healthcare system, Kenya 1.2 billion is proposed for the recruitment of an additional cohort of 5,000 healthcare workers to support local health staff for a period of 1 year. This will enhance our COVID-19 response capabilities and strengthen implementation of the Universal Health Coverage Program. Mr. Speaker, we have also allocated an additional Kenya 500 million to supply 20,000 locally made beds and bedding to public hospitals, and Kenya 25 million to support the establishment of 50 modern walk-through sanitizers at our border points and main hospitals across the country. Mr. Speaker, the fifth theme will focus on agriculture and food security. I have set aside Kenya 3 billion to subsidize the supply of farm inputs through the e-voucher system to reach 200,000 small-scale farmers. I have also allocated Kenya 3.5 billion for expanded community household irrigation. These will caution farmers from the adverse effects of weather and further secure food supply chains. Further, Mr. Speaker, I have set aside Kenya 1.5 billion to assist flower and horticultural farmers to access international market during this period when we are experiencing low cargo traffic in and out of the country. These interventions will support and sustain the farming communities as they will provide employment to thousands of workers in our agricultural sector. Mr. Speaker, the sixth theme for the program is to support the tourism sector. Tourism is one of the worst hit sectors by the pandemic. This is reflected by massive cancellation of hotel bookings occasioned by lockdown and travel bans imposed by various countries in an effort to minimize the spread of the virus. The resultant effect has been massive job and income losses by many Kenyans directly and indirectly employed in the tourism sector. In this regard, Mr. Speaker, to support this critical sector, the government has initiated a number of urgent measures, including a temporary lifting of the ban to hold meetings in private hotels by government agencies. The government has also waived landing and parking fees at our airports in order to facilitate movement of cargo in and out of Kenya. Going forward, Mr. Speaker, the government will scale up efforts to boost the tourism sector by promoting aggressive post-COVID-19 tourism marketing and providing support for hotel refurbishment through soft loans to be channeled through the Tourism Finance Corporation. Kenya 3 billion has been set aside to support renovation of facilities and the restructuring of business operations by actors in this industry. Mr. Speaker, the government will also provide grants to 160 community conservancies and support to Kenya Wildlife Services to engage 5,500 community scouts for a period of 1 year. To support these initiatives, I propose to set aside Kenya 2 billion in this budget. Mr. Speaker, the seventh theme seeks to improve environment, water and sanitation facilities, as well as mitigate the adverse effects of floods. On these, I have set aside Kenya 1 billion to support flood control using local labor in the most affected areas. I have also set aside Kenya 850 million to cater for rehabilitation of wells, water pumps, and underground tanks in nasal areas using local labor, and Kenya 540 million to enhance tree planting program across the country using locally sourced seedlings. Mr. Speaker, the eighth and the final theme of the stimulus program is manufacturing. In this area, the government will promote the Buy Kenya, Build Kenya policy. To this end, we propose an initial investment of Kenya 600 million to purchase locally assembled vehicles. This will sustain the operation of local motor vehicle manufacturers, which is aimed at safeguarding jobs. Mr. Speaker, I further propose an allocation of Kenya 712 million to provide credit targeted to micro, small, and medium enterprises in the manufacturing sector. Mr. Speaker, in addition to implementing the economic stimulus program that I have enumerated, the government is formulating a post-COVID-19 economic recovery strategy to mitigate the adverse impacts on the economy and further reposition the economy on a steady and sustainable growth trajectory. Mr. Speaker, the post-COVID economic recovery strategy will focus on the following. 1, sound macroeconomic policy framework to support higher sustainable economic growth that will address the challenges of poverty, unemployment, and income inequality. 2, adequate local and foreign resource mobilization to ensure sustainable funding of our development programs. 3, enhancing the role of the private sector in the economy, including financing infrastructure projects from diverse sources such as public-private partnership and lease financing. 4, supporting micro, small, and medium enterprises by facilitating access to adequate finances through credit guarantee scheme. 5, full and timely implementation of the economic stimulus program, which will create jobs and stimulate business. 6, investment in the ICT and digital infrastructure to support the use of digital platforms to facilitate e-commerce and efficient delivery of public services. 7, promotion of local production processes and domestic supply value chains. 8, enhancement of disaster risk management systems. 9, improvement of social protection through targeted policy interventions and programs. And 10, strengthening monitoring and evaluation systems for quality outcomes of the project.